Tonight I'm reporting Texas TV. See how people feel about getting the COVID vaccine after a long wait.
Tenants get some help with their leases through COVID difficulties.
Find out what decision has been made about changing the Eyes of Texas for a different song. Reporting Texas TV starts now. Good evening, I'm Samantha Chavez.
And I'm Daniela Cortez reporting from Austin.
The Texas Department of State Health Services announced that anyone over the age of 16 can receive a vaccine starting this past Monday. Reporting Texas TV's Libby Cohen is at the University of Texas, a vaccine hub for Austin, with how the new qualifications will impact the greater Austin community.
Senior Brooklyn Reynolds has been waiting for the vaccine since the beginning of the pandemic.
I first wanted to get the vaccine back last spring semester when everything went online. I was going to be a senior that upcoming fall, and I wanted everything to get back to normal as soon as possible. So when the vaccine came out, I signed up, registered for everything I could find.
Now, Reynolds is one step closer to getting her vaccine. Lara Anton, a press officer for DSHS, says Texas is ready to vaccinate the new age group.
They really wanted to make sure that we got the most shots in arms as quickly as possible. And so, they had already gone through all of the groups that were at the highest risk of severe disease and hospitalization.
Texas has already vaccinated over 10 million people, but it's a long way to go to vaccinate all Texans. Over at UT, University Health Services is prepping for student appointments.
We do ask people to please be patient with us. We are working as fast as we can. Even once you get on the list, it could be several more weeks, even a month or two.
UHS typically distributes around 11,000 Pfizer vaccines a week, but the vaccine is not the end-all be-all for ending the pandemic.
Vaccines are one more tool, but we still need to have this multi-layered approach. We need to continue to social distance. We need to wear masks. We need to get vaccinated when we can. Wash our hands, do all of those things we've been saying all along to get us across the finish line.
Dr. Hines says the wait may feel long, but encourages people to stay in line here at Gregory Gym where vaccines are being distributed.
But if you get in the line, stay in the line. You don't want to miss your opportunity. And so just be prepared. It could be a while, but it's worth it to get that shot.
Reynolds says the vaccine cannot come soon enough.
I'm excited to get the vaccine because I graduate in a month, little less than a month, and I want my friends and family to be able to gather all together in one place and celebrate, safely.
Libby Cohen, reporting Texas TV.
Students, faculty, or anyone in the UT community can sign up for the vaccine at uthealthaustin.org.
State data shows people of color are still underrepresented among vaccinated groups, partly due to their lack of trust in the healthcare system. Central Texas Allied Health Institute has combated hesitancy by offering coronavirus testing at their East Austin location. Now it's hosting vaccine distribution events, hoping that as more in the community get their shots, misinformation about the vaccine will dissipate. Over a dozen U.S. states will be administering the COVID-19 vaccine this week to all adults over the age of 16. Some of these states include Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, North Dakota, and Kansas. Vaccine trials on children are still underway, though Pfizer announced its studies show the vaccine is effective in children as young as 12.
Camp Metro is offering free round-trip rides to Austinites with COVID-19 vaccination appointments. Camp Metro requests riders show proof of their appointment to receive their free ride. All of Camp Metro's transportation services are participating. Vehicles are sanitized daily using disinfectants and electrostatic products. As summer approaches, the Texas Division of Emergency Management has created a COVID-19 rapid testing program in order to safely open youth summer camps. Summer camps that are licensed by the Texas Department of State Health Services can use the program to conduct rapid COVID tests of staff and campers. Governor Abbott says the program will help camps safely operate throughout the summer by quickly identifying positive COVID-19 cases. Properly licensed summer camps are encouraged to apply for the program.
The City of Austin and Travis County are extending their no eviction protections through May 1st. This protects tenants struggling to pay rent due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mayor Steve Adler and Travis County Judge Andy Brown announced the extension on March 30th. Austin Tenants Council estimates 30% of Austin renters are behind on rent. Adler says it's important to keep people in their homes to slow the spread of COVID-19.
It's not only a comfort, it not only keeps some of the anxiety at bay, but I think it's also been a lifeline for many families to keep them safe during the pandemic and also during the winter storm disaster.
The Biden administration is also extending the federal eviction protection through the end of June. This will help renters who live in Texas counties that do not have no eviction orders in place. Last Monday, the Texas Senate approved a bill set to overhaul the state's electrical infrastructure following last month's winter storm. The storm left thousands of Texans without power. Senate Bill 3 would mandate that all power supplies, such as pipelines and natural gas facilities, be upgraded to combat any extreme weather conditions moving forward. Senate Bill 3 is currently being sent to the Texas House for final approval.
UT Austin researcher Jason McClellan answered questions about the COVID vaccine in a virtual town hall last night with help from the American Society for Virology. He discussed how different immune systems can react to the vaccine, the different types of vaccines, and ended the panel with talk of booster shots to combat variants. The full panel is available on the KXAN Austin website. Coming up, discover why people are fighting to replace the Eyes of Texas as the University of Texas at Austin song.
Also see what Austin's new soccer stadium means for San Antonio and the ongoing feud between the two cities. A UT professor has written an independent report concluding a different perspective from the Eyes of Texas History Committee's official findings. Dominique Lavignier talks to that professor about his report.
UT professor Richard Reddick and 24 other members of the Eyes of Texas History Committee concluded the song wasn't written with racist intent.
I had rationalized that people who are racist, don't need a song to provoke that reaction, right? So I don't think the removal of a song would necessarily abate racist behavior, right? That's a deeper issue.
The Tower Bells play the Eyes of Texas at 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. every day, and it will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Longhorn band member Judson Hayden says it was irresponsible for the university to keep playing the song before the report came out.
The university did not honestly care if the song was racist or not, because if they had, they would have waited to put judgment on whether the song was going to stay or not.
History professor Alberto Martinez conducted an independent report over 15 days that connected the song to Robert E. Lee and UT Austin's first minstrel show.
Because what are you going to do? Say, okay, everyone, now we're going to sing the school song. People who want to leave, especially Black people, are welcome to leave, especially Black athletes, but we're going to sing this song even if you hate it. It's an absurd, embarrassing, unsustainable position.
Martinez wants to replace the Eyes of Texas with another official song. Reddick hopes President Herzl will consider how the report's recommendations can help the university move forward.
You can't coerce people into traditions. You just can't, right? And so a lot of what happens going forward, it has a lot to do with how people perceive that.
Both Hayden and Martinez attended a press conference on Monday with members of the Texas NAACP and civil rights leaders to denounce the Eyes of Texas. At UT Austin, Dominique Lavignier, reporting Texas TV.
If you want to check out both reports, you can find the links on reportingtexas.com.
From the 30th to the 31st, 40 Hours for the 40 Acres, a campus-wide fundraiser, raised a total of over $10 million for different UT programs and initiatives. 2021 was the fundraiser's 7th year, and students were able to engage in fun challenges and give gifts to participating groups. Faith Castle, president of the National Association of Black Journalists, says 40 for 40 helps send members to important journalism conventions.
It's really important to send students to these conventions, not only for networking and getting to meet other employers at the career fair, but also it's a great learning experience on what it's like being a journalist in this field.
The 40 for 40 website states its goal with the funds is for different parts of UT to thrive, adapt, and grow.
The last day to register to vote is tomorrow, and that's no April Fool's joke. Travis County residents can register either in person at the Travis County Tax Office or by mail. Voter registration forms are available for download at votetexas.gov. Not sure if you're registered? Find out at votetravis.com. Early voting for the May 1st special election runs April 19th through the 27th.
Breakfast tacos, arts and entertainment, and nightlife. What do these three things have in common? They are the topics of long-standing competitions between San Antonio and Austin. Andres Garcia has the story on the newest entry to this expanding list.
Absolutely, there's going to be a non-league rivalry between Austin and little brother down the road, San Antonio.
Josh Jackson is an organizing member of Los Verdes, Austin FC's official supporters club. He says professional soccer in the capital city is a long time coming.
I honestly think Austin is tailor-made for professional soccer.
Behind me is Q2 Stadium, soon to be home to Austin's very own MLS club team. Austin FC became part of the MLS in 2019 as part of the league's ongoing expansion project. Austinites like Josh received this news with excitement. San Antonians, not so much.
We wish them well in their goal to bring in fans and such like that. But I would say there's a lot of San Antonians that hope they finish dead last.
San Antonio FC is currently in the USL, the Division II professional league just below the MLS. John has led efforts to bring the MLS to San Antonio for over a decade. He is part of a growing community of soccer fans in the Alamo City that feel they were overlooked by the league in 2019.
To certain people, it's kind of like a team coming into our laps to a certain extent.
Austin FC will face off against San Antonio FC for the first time on April 10th. Fans of both teams hope this will mark the start of a long but healthy rivalry.
We sing and chant against each other for 90 minutes, but then afterwards we should join together in the pubs and in the tailgate parties and to talk and drink beer and to stress our love for the game.
And I think outside of the 90 minutes before and after, I think everybody's just going to have a nice little party. And yeah, you got people down the road in San Antonio that, they'll come up and be like, all right.
Andres Garcia reporting Texas TV.
The game will be closed to the public and media due to COVID-19 restrictions, but real-time updates will be available online.
We've had a few cloudy days with a bit of sunshine this week, but Drew has more on what your Easter Sunday will look like.
Small businesses are being hurt due to the pandemic. After the break, see how they are dealing with this hardship.
Hello, and welcome back to Reporting Texas TV. My name is Drew Van Chow, and I'm reporting in from Austin, where things are starting to warm up. People are bundling up, as it's a bit chilly outside, or at least for Texans it is. A light wind is coming in around 9 miles per hour, making it feel like it's in the 60s. Today, we're sitting at a comfortable high at 71 degrees, and a chilling springtime low at 46 degrees in the evening. It's the last sunny day we'll have for several days, so get outside and enjoy the sun while you can. Starting tomorrow, expect partly cloudy skies through the next week. The high will continue at 71, and the low will rise to 50 degrees. At the end of the week, the high is going to come up to 73 degrees with a low of 55. You'll want to keep an umbrella nearby this weekend, as it may rain with a 23 to 22% chance of showers. However, you can look forward to next Monday if you love the heat. There will still be clouds in the sky, but expect a high of 80 degrees with a low of 61. That same trend of spring weather will continue until Wednesday, with a high of 88 and a low of 65. I'm Drew Van Chow with Reporting Texas TV.
Welcome back to Reporting Texas TV. I'm Connor Zimmerly, reporting from the sports desk in Austin, Texas. Following an upset victory over Maryland in the Sweet 16, hopes were high for the UT women's basketball team going into the matchup in Elite 8 with the number 1 seed South Carolina. They would fall short, however, as South Carolina would go on to win 64-32, ending UT's season with the final record of 21-10 in the first year under new coach Vic Schaefer. In women's college basketball news, Karen Aston was hired to be the new head coach of the UTSA women's team on Monday. Aston served as the head coach of UT's women's team for 8 seasons, from 2012 to 2020. Under Aston, the Longhorns went 184-83, including 6 NCAA tournament appearances. It was announced on Monday that Shaka Smart would be taking the head coaching role for the men's basketball team at Marquette University. Smart leaves the University of Texas with a record of 109-86, as now all eyes will turn to Athletic Director Chris Del Conte as he begins to search for a new head coach. Moving from the hardwood to the pool, the UT men's swimming and diving team, led by Coach Eddie Reese, claimed a national title on Saturday. This is the 15th national title for the men's swimming and diving team, adding another trophy to the NCAA record total. The UT Tower was lit burnt orange in celebration of the team's 2021 championship victory. For Coach Eddie Reese, however, this title will be his last, as he announced his retirement following his latest championship victory. This move stamps the end of a historic career for Reese, who coached for 43 years at UT. He will remain with the team in a non-coaching role, walking away with an impressive resume that includes 42 consecutive conference titles and 15 national titles. That's a wrap for sports here on Reporting Texas TV.
A small business survived the closures of COVID-19 with some help to push it along.
The 313 is helping out a community in need with a special pizza you can only get for a limited time.
The Cockrell School of Engineering took a look at how hunkering down during quarantine affected Austin in the long run. The study shows small businesses were hit hard. There are 40% fewer businesses open since the pandemic started. Ashley Manazi talks to one local business about how they've managed to keep their doors open.
You're going to drop back down to your knees, some more knee squeezes.
Sky Candy is an aerial and circus art studio that started in Austin 11 years ago. In 2018, Sky Candy owner Winnie Xia decided to make the move to a bigger studio. They filled up classes to break even with construction fees.
And literally the month of the pandemic, it went from the first month we'd been profitable in years to negative income because we were giving so many refunds, and we knew that a lot of our community members were also suffering financially.
Sky Candy decided to move their in-person classes to virtual during the stay-at-home orders. But business was still slow, and they needed money for rent.
Xia started a GoFundMe page and received a grant from the Center of Women Entrepreneurs for $10,000.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of a small community. They are the ones there even when the big ones aren't. Who's there every day? Who's going to know your child's name?
The University of Texas engineering study shows small businesses are earning 37% less revenue than pre-pandemic days.
So you want to see what the impact was, so that, if those in power in the city or in the state need to change something, you see how bad it is.
At Sky Candy, Xia now operates her studio at 10% its capacity for her members' safety.
This feels like the right thing to do, even though we're still kind of scraping along. I definitely appreciate all of the stimulus bills and all of the small business support there's been, both at a federal and local level, because honestly, we wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for that.
In Austin, Ashley Miznazi, Reporting Texas TV.
Via 313 Pizza is collaborating with So Chinese Delivery to give Bostonites a way to support the Asian community. Starting April 5th, Via 313 will debut a special crab rangoon pizza. With each sale, $1 will be donated to the Austin Asian Community Health Initiative through May 2nd. This nonprofit is dedicated to improving the health and well-being of Asians in Central Texas.
The idea that you can put ingredients from a Chinese food restaurant with ingredients from a more widely accepted American food and pizza, and put them together and create something harmoniously and super delicious, I think is a great message to send out.
This collaboration comes from a larger effort to stand against the hate crimes and social injustice happening nationally to Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Thanks for joining us tonight on Reporting Texas TV.
If you would like to check out any of our stories or our newscast, please visit reportingtexas.com. We'll see you next Thursday, and good night.